Welcome back to Jen's Kitchen, where I will be doing what I affectionately refer to as a bake and bake. You've heard of wake and bake, but this time I'm just going to get super stoned and we're going to bake treats. It's one of my favorite pastimes on my off time when I can't sleep or I am stressed. And I've already been very stressed. But hey, don't panic. So I'll be going off to go get super baked right now. When I come back, we'll learn how to make scones together. Who doesn't love scones? So scones, generally found at fairs, English tea times. They're great for breakfast. They are also great as just like a treat instead of having like a cookie or something. I prefer my scones to be plain with jam, but a lot of places do like blueberry, lemon, or pumpkin. Why pumpkin? I'm gonna try and make two different kinds. We're gonna make a plain one, and then I'm gonna look around and see what other things I can smush into one to make it not plain. First things first, we're gonna find a recipe because baking is a science. It's not like normal cooking where you can easily add things to or take away from. Alright, there was no audio that survived. You're just gonna have to trust me, it was all very bad. Basically what I was rambling on about is how baking is edible chemistry, so you have to know your precise ratios in order for whatever you are baking to do what you want it to do. Yeah, this one looks good. Now let's go over what we need. Flour, sugar, baking powder, salt, cold butter. In case you didn't know, I'm lactose intolerant, so everything I use is dairy-free. I'm not vegan though, so there will be eggs and things added into stuff that I make. With this stuff, I just do a 1-to-1 changeover. So however much I use of this is how much butter the recipe calls for. Milk. A nice giant bowl. A slip pad. Or a silicone mat. If you don't have the mat, that's fine. I'm literally only going to use it on the counter when I knead out the dough because, well, I know my counters are clean. It's just easier to clean up all the loose flour. Let's go, let's go. You're also going to need some measuring utensils. I have a very old, cheap set where I just have to know that this is a cup and a half a cup. And I don't have any measuring spoons except for this 1/4 of a teaspoon, so I'll just be using it multiple times. Back to reality. Scone time! Alright, we're gonna start with 2 cups. And then 1/2 cup. Retire the flour over there because I'll need it again. This 1/2 cup of sugar. Here comes the multiple use. Again, this is a 1/4 teaspoon. So we're going to do this 8 times, 8 times to make this 2 teaspoons. 2, 3, a 4, a 5, 6, 7. I'm not rewinding, I'm really hoping that was 8. It's fine. It's fine. Alright, and then half a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to do this over here so I don't put too much salt in. Although, I do like salt, so I don't give a shit. Woo, and that is why we're doing that over there. I don't know why I have bachelor stick in my head, but I sure do. I'm just going to use a fork. We're just going to sift all this shiz together. That seems good. Okay. I need to preheat the oven. Alright. Oven is at 450. Make well. Alright. I am going to wear gloves for this one, because I like doing this. A tablespoon. Boom, 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 boom. Looks like a big tub of margarine. Like, I can't believe it's not butter. And technically, it is not real butter, so it falls in that category. But I don't know, the big tub always makes me laugh. Alright, so we're going to do 6 tablespoons. Again, this works the same as regular butter. At least I haven't had any issues with it not working like butter when I've baked with it. If you've had my chocolate chip cookies, you know this to be true. Alright. That is 6 tablespoons because again, scoop's weird. So you can either use like a pastry knife or a fork or a whisk to like break up the cold butter into the flour. But I'm putting gloves on because I like to just do it. You squish it. You kind of want to do it a little faster on the butter to melt too much. Like you want it to be still pretty cold. If you've made anything flaky ever, like pie crust or whatever, it's a very similar concept. You can also grate your butter in, but like I said, this is really fun. I like doing this. We're almost there. Got a little bit of big clumps of butter. I don't want too big. You want it to be kind of look like a cornmeal almost, like a rougher cornmeal. Not like the super coarse, but like a I don't know, medium ground cornmeal. Whatever that would look like. That's kind of what you want. Once it kind of looks like a little denser flour, it's not fluffy anymore, I'm going to make a well. And then I'm going to get a cup of milk. Alright, milk. Just gonna pour that right into the center. Take these off. And grab it back to my fork. Just gonna fold it in. Alright. Mix the milk up. Just want to get everything kind of wet. Wet and clumpy. Alright. It is now a soft glob of dough. And I have my slip pat down. I'm coating it with some flour. Also, my hand's pretty good. They're super washed. I'm gonna only take like half of this stuff. Put some more flour on top. I wish I hadn't gotten rid of my bench scraper so long ago. Sometimes I don't guard it, so I left it at a place that I worked at that didn't have one. A little bit more. Alright. Ooh, sticky. Sticky. Why am I sticky? So we're just going to knead it a little bit once it is less tacky to touch. I'm not going to knead her too hard. It's mostly that I'm just like, oh, let's see if we can get you in here. I'm not kneading it so hard. It's more that now that it's easier to touch, I'm taking it and folding it, kind of pushing it down and giving it a little turn. I'm doing that again. Just going around a couple times. It starts to smooth out a little in texture, but you don't want it to be too worked, because that means you have too much gluten built up and it won't be as light and fluffy. And then once you have all the folds that you like, you want to take the underside, kind of where all the edges are and big gaps, and turn that over into a little baby scone ball. I'm gonna go wash my hands and transfer it to a baking sheet. I'm using the same spat now that she's transferred. Ooh, cut. I'm going to try and cut this into 6, but I really don't think that's going to happen very nicely. Oh, that's not so bad. Could be worse. It's gonna remind you of the Umbrella Corporation logo after you cut it. Nerd. Okay. Going back to this extra dough. I have this banana that is very, very ripe. I'm gonna use it. Ooh. Almond butter. Plus. Oh, yeah. Yep. Dark chocolate. Oh yeah, this is gonna be really good. If you're ever trying to bake with bananas, the more ripe, oh yeah, the more ripe are soft, the better banana flavor. Alright, smush that banana. Smush that banana. Almond butter. And it is, I mean, it's alright. It's alright. I'm glad I can have peanut butter. Get that mixed in. Mmm. Smells really good. Alright. put these guys into the same 6-ish pieces. Ooh. This one's super soft. I don't know how long it's going to turn out. Horrible monster scones. And pretty nice normal looking scones. Now these are going to go into the oven. And yeah, we'll see what they look like in a bit. I'm setting a timer for 6 minutes, and then I'm going to rotate them in the oven. See, probably another 6 minutes. The recipe said that they cook about 10 to 12 minutes, but I, again, have a kind of crappy oven, so there's hot spots. I gotta rotate it and check it, and sometimes it goes slower, sometimes it goes faster. Yeah, but we'll check back in. Hi. This is my big. Yeah. I hear ya. Looking pretty good. Okay. Here we have the plain scones. They got a little dark. Like I said, my oven has hot spots. Almond butter, banana, chocolate chip ones. These ones actually had to stay in a little bit longer. They were a little doughy looking the first time I checked them. Probably from the banana. Alright. We're gonna go with this crazy one. We kind of fell apart. The bottom of these kind of burned a little too. Because they had to stand longer. I'm not really getting the almond butter. Banana, definitely. Like little chunkies. A little chunk of banana. Okay. It's also still a bit fluffy inside. Yes. Raspberry jam. The best jam. Don't fight me about it. I mean, it's gone, do. Well, it's like 100 degrees in here with the oven on. And that has been a bacon bake. I picked one that was fairly simple this time because I hadn't filmed myself doing it before. We'll see how this turns out. It also has gotten super late, so I'm trying to be quiet for my neighbor. Thank you for watching. Be responsible. Wash your hands. Stay indoors. Give me some room and I might just chill when I'm the type that like to light another joint.